This is our 40th birthday, as you will have noticed. It's quite a long time for the club to be going, and I think we must have done something right because we're still here. I wasn't an initial member, but the club started with a meeting in October 1973, and we still have a number of founding members around. There are about 9 founding members still on the books. Can't all be here today, some of them are not as well as they might be, but we certainly have a number of founding members who are still active. The track was completed in its current mainline layout by 1979 and was signalled by 1980, according to Alan. So we've actually been running quite a long time. Alan Head is one of our founding members. He'll be known to many of you, and he was not only very active at the start of the club, but he's been very active since, and he remains active. He's here every week doing things, and only yesterday he had to fix some signal problems, possibly of his own making. But he was certainly active here and getting stuck into it, as a number of our founding members do. So we thought we'd draw on a founding member this year to open the birthday weekend, being a special weekend for our 40th, and I'd like to hand over to Alan to say a few words.
Thank you. You there?
Yes,
Can you hear me? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And regarding the fault that occurred yesterday, it took 2 hours for the little grey cells to fall into place, and I eventually found a fuse that was blown, which I installed in 1976, and has been giving faithful service since then. There was only a 4-piece of thin 10-amp wire that was doing the job, so we can't complain. But anyway, I typed out a little bit of a screed to read, so I hope it won't annoy you. But anyway, firstly, I must give thanks to the board of the HME for asking me to perform this important task of opening this, our 40th birthday weekend anniversary. I do this on behalf of a few fellow remaining foundation members, and from memory, these are the founders, Bob Farquhar and Bob Dodson, who unfortunately can't be here today. They've sent their apologies. And Don Payne, Ian Huline, Norm Clough, Ray Gardner, Russell Freeman, Bill Hull, and one always considered a member and is now a member, and that is Margaret Warburton, and myself, and I must include Ross Mainwaring. Ross is no longer a member, but Ross played a major part in helping to build this railway, and also he was a great little backup driver for me in the early days. I would like to thank all our visiting club members who come along each year, especially our trusted friends from Edgeworth, who have supported us every year since we've had the railway, and to whom we offer our sincere sympathy at the passing of Dallas King, who through the years has hauled hundreds of passengers on this railway with his beautiful C38 engine. The Newcastle lads were always waiting at the front gate on the Friday of the birthday weekend at 7 a.m, and I would be there to let them in. Before long, their tents would be pitched on RS Flat, and the flat always looked so colourful. And by the way, Dallas holds the continuous lap record of 21 laps on 1 tenderful of water, and Wendy Overkill and I witnessed it from the signal box that night. This will be the first year since the weekend began that I have not had one of my locos here to run. My young assistant Duncan, who now lives in Metford near Maitland, is attending a wedding, so he sent his apologies. However, my little 060 19.01 is on display in Martin's Place, and I was asked to bring it out as that loco has worked its heart out here on this railway. I would also like to mention our deep concern with the condition of Barry Tulloch. I don't know, I dare say that a number of you would know Barry, and he's gravely ill, and I was speaking to Barry Potter yesterday, and he spoke to him, and he's only got a couple of weeks to live apparently. And I would just like to say that we all know, as one of the great stalwarts of the steam railway fraternity, and the great times we have spent behind his beautiful New South Wales S-Class tank locomotive, and the time that he has run his 38 class loco here on our tracks. And it has always been a great pleasure to have chats with him about railway matters. I've written along with Bob Farquhar a history of our club's activity during the last 40 years, and these are in our present journal. This includes some inserts on the power supply and that from Ian Lamont. Lastly, I would like to say just how much I have enjoyed every moment of the years of being part of this club and the great time shared with so many friends. My greatest wish is that this club is still going in the next 40 years. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure in declaring our 40th birthday weekend officially open. Thank you. Now, what's going to happen is now that Barry Webster is hauling the official train, and the remaining members that are here today, I think there's about 4 of us, I think, will be riding on the train for the official train. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll hand you back to our president.
Thank you, Alan, for those words. That's very good. While Alan is getting down the steps, he's not quite as flexible as he used to be. I'd just like to sprinkle a few thanks around. First of all, I'd like to thank our visitors for coming, and I'd like to thank our visitors for enjoying themselves. I hope they are enjoying themselves, because that's what you came for. And I'd like to thank all our members for making the visitors welcome. And I'd like to thank the guys who organised the display of models up there, Russell Painter and John Snowden, who put a lot of work into organising stuff for you to look at. I'd like to thank our catering team, who always do a very good job here. There'll be an even better lunch today than there was yesterday. Lunch will be served at about 12:30. I'd also like to thank our commercial sponsors. We have several commercial trade display people here, and please take a moment to go and visit them. They support us. Please go and support them and see what nuts and bolts or whatever you'd like to buy. D&C Technologies in particular, up at the back there, would like you to visit them. And they donated to us a very fine digital height gauge, which is being raffled. If you haven't yet been badgered for a raffle ticket, then you can buy a raffle ticket. This magnificent device will only cost you $2. Well, if you win, that is. And you can get a raffle ticket up near the canteen anytime. We'll draw that this afternoon. There's also a guess the weight competition going on to guess the weight of Ian Herline's loco. No entry charge for that. There is a small prize, but go and have a look at it and see how much you think it weighs, if you would. The Garden Gauge Railway will be officially opened this afternoon up there on the site by David Proctor at 2 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock we have the announcement of the raffle winner and the guess the weight competition and the cutting of the ceremonial birthday cake. So please hang around for all these exciting events. For the rest of it, enjoy the rest of your day. It's a brilliant day, nice and sunny. There is some sun cream available up by the sign-in box there. If you feel you need some sun cream, please help yourself. Don't get burnt. Thank you very much.